Might have the only time he was being serious is when he said that he's more qualified to be president than Kamala. That part I think he was being serious about, for sure.
Master, Wednesday and Thursday of this week, you sent me messages about the lawsuits.
Oh, you're talking about private comments. Oh, yeah, that was me. I thought you meant right now on the live.
No.
Yes, that was me. Yes.
Do you have any more questions about that?
Well, I never asked you questions. I was just telling you my opinions on what I felt.
Yeah, you were telling me things about the cases that weren't accurate.
Sure, if you want to go back to that, okay. Although we're probably going to lose your audience.
All right, I'll leave you alone on that.
No, it's not that. It's just that I'm done with those trials because, honestly, it just...
This was 2 days ago.
Sure. Okay. I mean, although I'd rather talk about the projects that you guys are terrified of. I've been wanting to talk about that topic for a while, and I never get a chance to.
Oh, we'll talk about it. I'll mute.
The one about now what the reason why those were created, I mean those ideas were created in the first place, it was one reason it was out of response to the lawfare or the weaponization that was going on and been going on for the last few years. That's the reason why. I mean, I know you guys try to spin it your own way, but what they would say is that they need to put people that are not going to abuse the system and go after political enemies. But that's what they want. They never said, "Oh, let's put people who are loyal." Those are your words. Those words never came out of them. That let's put loyal people that are going to be loyal to Trump. No. They said that they need to remove anyone who is part of the Obama leftovers, who are very partisan, and who weaponize the intelligence. I mean, all the law enforcement departments. What you guys say about you're trying to put loyalists, those words never came out of Trump's mouth, and it never came out of anyone from Heritage's mouth. That's the spin that you guys and Democrats have been. In other words, you guys have been putting words in their mouths. So that's one reason it was created. The other reason it was created is because, yes, the reason why they're using language like mass deportation is because millions of people have came in the last few years. So that's the reason why they're calling it that. But once again, you guys are spinning it to, they're going to deport everyone who's here illegally, even people who came here 30 years ago, 40 years ago, or anybody that looks brown, or anybody, which is weird because not all Hispanics are brown. There's a lot of fair skin. I have relatives that are Mexican that are fair skin, so stop saying that they're all brown. There's fair skin all over Central America, South America. So anyways, I digress, but the point is that you guys are spinning it and trying to fearmonger by, putting words in their mouths, but it's not what they're saying. As far as, birth control pills, I don't think Trump's going to go for that but always remember that what you call birth control pills, it's a poison to a baby or a fetus. It's a poison pill.
Hold on.
That's just not true.
It's a poison. It doesn't kill the baby.
Those are different things. Hold on. So now you're the one spinning. Okay. So
well, maybe I'm wrong, but that's what I think.
No. Okay. Hold on. Let's clarify. Okay. So birth control, as in contraception, as in there is no fetus involved. Like, right. It's the thing that prevents
that I agree with.
From occurring. So that is birth control, right?
Yeah,
that also includes, my understanding is emergency contraception, which is Plan B, which, to be clear, is not an abortion pill, okay? That, like, Plan B, literally in the commercials, I remember this shit when it came out. It says in the commercial, it's not the abortion pill.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like a big dose of hormones, like the exact same. Good. Someone's talking.
So, I just want to state for the record that I have a birth control baby or two, and I did not know I was pregnant until like 6 months in to one of my kids. So, that's really weird that they turned out perfectly fine having taken a birth control for like 6 months.
Yeah, I mean, the pill basically works by preventing ovulation. So either no ovum is released down the fallopian tubes, or in the case of mifepristone, which can also delay release of the ovum. It also prevents sperm from fertilizing the ovum and prevents attachment. IUDs, the copper IUD works by, killing, as a spermicide. It also works to scarify the lining of the uterus, which prevents implantation, et cetera, et cetera. So, it is not killing babies.
To be clear, when Roe v. Wade was overturned, they also signaled that they're going after Griswold next, which is the right to birth control and marital privacy. So that's great that you say Trump doesn't want this, but the Supreme Court that he put in does.
Also, the Republican Party has signaled that they want the same thing, because there was a bill proposed in the Senate that would protect birth control, like birth control. Okay, so contraceptives, okay, proposed in the Senate, voted down by Republicans. Like, the Democrats proposed it, and it was just like, hey, birth control, we're not going to touch birth control, okay? Not going to touch contraception. Oh, nope, Republicans voted it down. That should be the biggest red flag right there. Why would they vote that down? Why? There's no reason.
There's no reason. Then, and does the one thing not scare you about Project 25, the monitoring pregnancies? Like, if they could monitor pregnancies, wouldn't that mean that they have the ability to monitor everybody's hospital records? Like, I mean, that's really the only way to monitor it, right? Have access to hospital records.
That I wouldn't know the details about what they're, but I honestly, I think it's a waste of time talking about this, because I really don't think it's going to pass. I don't even think all Republicans are going to vote for that.
Because it's crazy. Have you read it?
I don't think all of it is crazy. I don't think, for example, deporting the millions of people that crossed the border in the last few years, since Biden and even when Trump was here, I don't think that is crazy. I don't think it's crazy to reform the law enforcement department agencies, federal agencies, and so those I don't think it's all crazy. Frankly, I don't even think that it's crazy to, I know people think it's controversial to put homeless people in camps, and don't call it concentration camps. Please don't insult, survivors of the Holocaust by even calling it that, because Holocaust survivors are sick and tired of people using the Holocaust.
My grandma literally escaped 1930s Germany. How about you don't talk about people like my grandma unless you yourself have experience with that?
Well, I'm telling you what I've heard other Holocaust survivors say in interviews that they're sick and tired of people using the Holocaust as a political, something that, weapon. And so, and I agree with them. So there you go.
So, okay, here's the thing. Trump, literally, the parallels of him between him and 1930s Mustache Man is unfathomable. Yeah, you can say here we go, but look at what I'm not saying that Trump has reached the final solution, but you have to understand that there wasn't just one action. It was a lead up. It was a buildup of 10 years. It was calling them vermin like Trump has. It was saying the lying press, the fake news, as Trump says. Little Mustache Man called him the lying press. It's this authoritative, you can only believe me. I am the one that gives you the truth. Trump claims to be chosen by God.
Okay. Well,
Yes, and absolutely controlling the media.
well, remember, Hitler controlled the media. Trump doesn't have that control. So what are you talking about?
Are you kidding me?
You think he controls the media? The media has been crucifying him for the last 7 years. How does he control the media?
I think Fox says whatever he wants.
One network? And by the way, there were
Yeah, the one network that you guys watch religiously.
Well,
what he does is he gets everybody to hate the press and not believe them, and then promotes the ones that promote his agenda, like RSBN. Cult media, that's what I call it. Also, I have page 535 of Project 2025, reissue Trump's Schedule F executive order to permit discharge of non-performing employees. That's subjective, right? Because if Trump doesn't think that they are performing to his ability, then that would absolutely be partisan. We have the modern conservative president's task is to limit, control, and direct the executive branch. The great challenge confronting a conservative president is the existential need for aggressive use of the vast powers of the executive branch. Success in meeting that challenge will require a rare combination of boldness and self-denial. Boldness to bend or break the bureaucracy to the presidential will. That is combining the powers and taking, we have multiple branches that are supposed to work together, not combine it all into one so we have a king. That's on page 43 to 44. I can keep going if you'd like.
Democrats are the ones who have empowered the federal government the last 30 years. You have no credibility whatsoever. You guys are the ones that want to unarm the law-abiding citizen and make us vulnerable to our own government. You guys are the ones that are more afraid of. Your laws, your policies are dangerous to me and my family. It's not.
Why did you deflect? Why did you deflect?
Who created the EPA?
It's the same thing.
Who created the EPA?
Well, you're probably talking about moderate Republicans, but not. I don't think conservatives created it.
It was Nixon.
He was not a conservative. And it would take a conservative. It would take a conservative to know a real conservative. Since I'm a conservative, I know what a true conservative is. I bet you think. I bet you think Mitt Romney and George W. Bush are conservatives too, right?
Tell me what Nixon's what Nixon's policies are that are more liberal. I should say.
You're probably confusing neocons with conservatives, with true conservatives.
But I'm not conservative. I'm not confusing anything. I'm asking you a question. What were Nixon's policies that you considered liberal?
I didn't say he was a liberal, but he's definitely not conservative.
Okay, so what policies of his make you think he's not conservative?
Well, for one, him wanting to follow the, trying to be the world police by, getting involved in Vietnam and all that. A true conservative doesn't believe in getting involved in wars unless we were attacked, like in Pearl Harbor or September 11. That's a true conservative. He was a warmonger, just like Bush and Romney and Liz Cheney and Dick Cheney and Rumsfeld.
Reagan.
Wait,
No, Reagan did not. He was a true conservative because he did not get us involved.
Reagan was a true conservative?
Yes, he was a real conservative, but because there was no conventional war. Yeah, there was a Cold War going on, but that started before he.
Oh,
came
no. That's the thing, is that that's what's reported. That's what you're told, is that
No, that's what I learned in
conventional wars, which, I mean, like, I guess that's technically true, but we had a whole lot of conflicts that we were involved in with Reagan, right?
The only conflict that happened during his administration was the war in Panama, which lasted like a week or two.
Yeah, pretty good.
Well, that's what I mean. It lasted like 2 weeks. That was not I mean, even after the troops got bombed over there in where was it at Lebanon, instead of him saying we're gonna go get them, let's send in the troops, he actually brought them back and took them out of harm's way and said no, we can't get him. We shouldn't be over there. We shouldn't be getting involved over there. And even when Russia was still our enemy,
Okay,
and
so
hold on.
we are going way off path.
Well, real quick. Even when Russia was still our enemy and not just a political foe, Reagan had he constantly had peace talks with Gorbachev, and they even agreed to have a nuclear freeze and stop building nuclear bombs. They even became buddies. I mean,
Okay.
Gorbachev attended Ronald Reagan's
This has
funeral.
literally been rambling on for like 2 minutes, and you still haven't addressed what I read about success in meeting the challenge will require a rare combination of boldness and self-denial, boldness to bend or break the bureaucracy of to the presidential will, combining the powers. That has nothing to do with anything that you said. You're the one that brought up P2025, saying it's not what we think it is. And I told you it's exactly what we think it is via page 43 and 44, and you deflected away from that. Why?
Yeah, I never even mentioned that specific policy. Or are you talking about him saying that the law enforcement agencies should be reformed? Because that's what I was referring to.
No. You mentioned P2025 isn't what we thought it was.
Never even heard of that. So it must have been someone else on.
I am shortening it.
Nope.
P2025. I need you to think really hard about the subject that you brought up first, because I'm not trying to. Yes,
Okay. So
I'm not trying to get flagged.
project. Why do you say
Because
project?
that has gotten me flagged. So
Really?
I am shortening it. Yes.
Well, maybe because it got flagged for disinformation.
I literally read you
No, I'm
out
saying,
of.
why is TikTok not allowing you to speak about that topic? Is it?
TikTok doesn't like a lot of words. I don't know. I don't question it, nor do I really care. I just change my language.
Okay. Or maybe it's disinformation.
Sort of
I
like
literally
about the
read you.
cases. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm saying I literally read you a passage out of it.
Okay. And
Okay, Bear, sir, I'm sure you want to talk about the cases. Let's do that, because he's not going to win on P2025.
no, well, I haven't read the whole entire. I mean, I don't even think you or anybody on this live had read every single page on
Yes, I did.
Project 225. I doubt it. But okay. Now,
It's 922 pages. It's really not that hard of a read.
well, you must have a lot of time on your hands for you to read that much. But okay, take your word for it. But anyways, what I would say is that remember that the Supreme Court didn't say that Trump, if you're talking about, I don't know if you're talking about the same thing or not, if you're talking about immunity or not, but they said that he doesn't have full immunity. They said he has partial immunity. You guys,
I'm fully aware. I've said that myself multiple times. I'm talking about the actual mandate for whatever they call it, P2025, the thing that Trump spoke at in April 2022, saying that it lays the groundwork for his administration. That's what I'm talking about.
Call that mandate for leadership.
Yeah.
I can't even picture
Barrister.
him talking that way, like in such a, what's the word I'm looking for? He's not he's not an intellectual. I can't picture him even talking that way. But okay,
I agree. He is a moron. So yes.
He was a moron. Just doesn't speak as, he's like, he talks like a regular guy the way Joe Biden talks. He doesn't talk like Obama, or yeah.
Like he like Obama enunciates. Is that?
Well, the way, remember when Joe Biden said, well, I meant articulate. Remember when Joe Biden said he was pleasantly surprised that that Obama was articulate? Wow, talk about racism.
I swear, y'all suddenly become very attuned to microaggressions and racially charged language whenever it can be shoehorned into some kind of dumbass attack on Biden.
Well, I
But
think
the
we learned that
second
from you guys.
Donald Trump, all of a sudden, it's all context and jokes and sarcasm and snowflakes and blah blah blah.
Yeah, we learned that from you guys.
I know Barrister is trying to talk about the cases, and you don't seem to want to. So
Go
that
ahead.
makes me want to bring that even more. So please go ahead, Barrister.
Yeah. Did you have anything else? Did you learn anything about the cases from our talks?
Okay, but that was a whole different topic. If you want to go into that, let's go ahead.
I just did.
Go ahead. Then. I mean, we're
Did you learn anything about the cases, or is this still the whole law? I guess you didn't, because you got the whole
well,
lawfare
you
thing.
tried to explain it, but you didn't do a good job at it.
Oh, I thought it did an excellent job.
Well, of course, because you're probably.
Well, you said that they can't bring the criminal, they can't charge him she can't sue him for
Well, the
grape.
case was about defamation. It was not about grape. It was not about.
It was. I quoted you the date they filed the complaint and what page it was on and what count it was on.
Then how come no pundit, no legal expert, no journalist?
Sure. I tell you what,
Nobody ever
you're
said
right.
that.
On the news you're watching, they don't show you documents. So,
So you know better. You know better than all the legal experts and all.
Okay,
the
so
journalists.
right now let's go ahead so everybody knows exactly what we're saying and there's no
What-
pivoting. I'm saying that what happened was she sued for defamation, and then 2 or 3 years later, she amended her suit to include SA and grape. And you're saying she never sued for SA or grape, right?
Not that I've heard of. You're saying it, but I've never heard anybody else.
And you're sitting there, wow, you think you know better than all the experts. All right, let's go with that. It'll take me a second to pull it up.
Yeah. And also,
Can't we just use the jury verdict form?
No,
Barrister?
because he's saying that the jury verdict was wrong because they included SA and grape when Trump was never. They didn't sue for that.
see. Okay.
yeah, and even if they, I don't believe they did, because I haven't heard that anywhere except from you. But even if that's true, it's still not it was not in a criminal court, so it's irrelevant.
That's not true. I explained that to you also, and you didn't get it. So I'll explain it again after we.
But I mean, it's like introducing your buddy and saying, "Hey, this is my friend Greg. I'm inviting him over to dinner. He's the one that. Oh yeah, no, he beat that grape charge. Don't worry about that. He's cool."
Well, I guess it was because
Does
she
that
waited
sound
too
like
long.
a good guy?
She waited too long that's why I guess it was a pass limit.
She didn't wait too long.
Yeah, that was how long ago was that when she claimed it happened? Decades ago.
Well, whether you think it was too long or not doesn't matter. It's the statute of limitations, and she did not violate the statute of limitations.
Well, no, because I'm just answering the guy who says, how can you, it's like a guy saying, oh, you beat the rap. No, it's just that she waited decades for her to finally, I guess, get the courage to What a coincidence that as soon as Trump became a candidate,
it's
for
pretty
president,
common.
all of a sudden everybody got courageous. All these people are coming out of the woodwork saying, now I'm courageous enough to go after him. Why didn't they go after him when he was not a president?
She explained that if you ever read anything other than right wing stuff.
Well, did you ever watch the interview where she is talking about how her sexual fantasies are like being...
That's not what she said.
sexually
What she said was because they asked about her about the violence of it, and she said some people think it's sexy. She goes, but it's not.
Well, what? I saw that interview. That's not what she said at all.
Oh, well,
Did you see the unedited interview?
Even Bill Maher, who's a liberal, called her out on that. You're wrong.
all right. This is the Jean Carroll versus Donald Trump. Case number 122 CV 10,016. This is the one this is the amended one after she amended it to include different counts. And so let's go. Here's the parties, jurisdiction and venue. They've included the picture of her with Trump, which I thought was a cool addition here. Let me go to the section we're talking about. All right. I found it. Page 27 of the complaint. Now, keep in mind, let's go back to it. You said that she had not sued for
Not
rape
to my knowledge,
or
no.
sexual abuse. And
To my
all these experts, they say I'm lying, that they're right, and you're believing the experts, but not me, because I don't know what I'm talking about. All right. Cause of action, count 1, battery. Carroll incorporates by reference all preceding paragraphs. Paragraph 122, Trump committed battery against Carroll when he forcibly graped her and groped her. Trump intentionally and without her consent attacked Carroll to satisfy his own sexual desires. Now, I can go through this, but that's the battery count. And if you go to the next one, count 2 is defamation. So, you and these experts on Fox News and everything are saying that she never sued for grape or SA. I just showed you she did.
Yeah, and does it not bother you that his name is on official documents like that with those words?
What do you mean?
What? No,
Trump's name being on those papers with those words in particular, Master Debater, does that not bother you?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were
Oh,
talking
I
to me.
mean, I haven't seen it. I'm just listening to what he supposedly read.
No, it's
but-
right there, dude.
but I'll take your word for it. I'll take your word
Right
for it.
there, count
It's
1.
It's right there.
Okay, but I just find out this is what's weird. You know that, and by the way, I don't watch Fox. So I don't know why you keep bringing up Fox. I actually watch CNN. But
Okay.
I used to watch Fox when Tucker Carlson was there, but once he was fired, I stopped watching it. So here's the thing.
Try Midas touch.
Knowing how much the media hates Trump, why wouldn't they mention that? Why wouldn't they?
Dude, I'm showing you the complaint. You can sit here and complain about the networks and whoever you want. The bottom line is I'm showing you the complaint. I just printed it off from the court website.
Okay, so let me ask you. Let's ask you a question then. If the evidence that he was liable of SA, don't you think they would have then opened up the criminal case again?
They can't because the statute of limitations on the criminal
I
action
thought
is
you
up.
said she didn't. I thought you just said that she did not pass the limit of limitations.
On a civil case, she did not. On the criminal case, that has
Oh.
expired.
Why are you not on her side of this?
Well, I'm not taking any side. I just don't think there's been enough. It was never proven. Just because somebody, I mean, O.J. Simpson was found innocent of unaliving Nicole Simpson. But do you really think he was innocent? Just because somebody's found guilty or innocent doesn't mean it's correct.
Right, but all we know, you said it hasn't been proven.
Not to me,
Well, you didn't sit through the trial.
and not to millions of Americans.
Right, because it's Trump. If it was anybody else, if this was Joe Biden, you guys would be saying, yeah, they found him guilty. He's liable.
Oh, not me.
Oh, yeah, you would.
Oh yeah.
It went before a jury. The jury heard all the evidence you've never heard. You didn't even know she sued for it until I told you that. And I told you in when you sent a private message, you said she never sued for it. I told you then. You still didn't believe me. You laughed at me and said, well, you think you know more than the experts. And now I show it to you. You deny that.
Okay, so I watch endless hours and hours and hours of legal experts on CNN, not just Fox, CNN, talking about this case, and it was always about defamation, about how that she blamed Trump for her being harassed on Twitter or social media, which I don't think he should have been to blame for that either, because he can't control what other people say.
It wasn't because of what other people said. It was because of what he said.
Right, but he can't stop people from talking. We live in a free country. I mean, it's ridiculous.
You can't defame people.
Right, but it was other people defaming her, not. I mean,
So that makes it okay for him to defame her?
she should have sued them, not Trump,
Why?
because everybody has a mind of their own. They're not.
Well, why should she sue somebody else but not Trump? You just said that. You said she should sue the other people, not Trump. Why?
If Trump was sending her messages directly about that, then yes, he should.
That's not how
that's not what he
defamation
did.
works, sir. That's not how defamation works.
That's the opposite of how
Okay.
defamation works.
Yeah, if I just say to you, hey guy, master debater, I think you screwed goats. If I said that to you and nobody else heard it, that's not a defamation case.
Well, if she was really bothered by it, why did she only go after
Not
Trump?
hearsay.
Why did she only go after Trump and not the rest of them? Then,
'Cause-
if she really was offended by it, if she was really, really, truly offended, why did she only go after him and not the other people that were saying all those awful things about her?
Because one
They didn't have
person
money?
like
Because
the
they were
one
not
person.
millionaires? Because they were
All
not
right.
rich?
If you don't want me to answer a question, don't ask it. All right. So if you say something about, let's say, Donald Trump, do you think he's going to sue you?
Say that again?
If you said something right now bad about Donald Trump, do you think he's going to sue you?
Oh, he sued. Oh, well, me personally,
No, he's not. He's not going to. If Hunter Biden said something very, very bad about Trump, do you think he would sue him? He very well might. Probably would. So when there's somebody like you or I that are basically nobodies in this world, when we say things on a social media site, one of the things you have to prove in a defamation case is how that action caused damage to your reputation. You saying something about Jean Carroll is not going to cause much damage to her reputation.
Well,
Donald Trump, with millions of followers, if he says something, it can cause a lot of damage to her reputation.
well, there was other famous people that were also.
Sure,
Similar.
but she chose to sue Trump, and she went to court and she won.
And then her reaction of when she got all of that money, how she was celebrating like she just won the lotto, it really.
I do the same thing.
Was a red flag. Red flag. That was a red flag to me.
Dude, I tell you what,
That's a red flag.
come by my next time I win a case, I'll have you come by my office.
Yeah, because you're probably the same type. You're probably the type of person that
Doing a
sues
touchdown
to get
dance.
rich. You sue to get rich. You sue to win. To get rich. You go around doing that. That's probably what you do.
I
That's your
do.
character.
I
That's your
sue
character.
people as part of my job, and I do that to make money. Yes.
So.
Oh no, barrister, he's got you.
Yeah, he's got me.
Well, everybody knows that lawyers have no morals and no.
We don't. How do
No
you
ethics.
figure?
I mean, you'll defend anyone for money. You defend rapists and murderers, and yeah.
I've never defended a rapist in my life. I don't do criminal law.
Or if you, but I'm sure you did. You will if you did criminal.
Have you heard the MAGA
I
acronym
wouldn't.
making attorneys get attorneys?
By the way,
Okay, start again, Master. I don't do criminal law, so how would I defend somebody like that?
If you did, I'm sure you wouldn't mind.
Well, if I did, if I had wings, I could, fly. But
So you admit it. So you admit you would.
no, I didn't say that. But I do think anybody that's been accused of a crime has a valid a right to have counsel, and that's in the Constitution.
Yep. Maybe you should read the Constitution, Master Debater.
That was going to be my exact point. Is I was going to ask you, Master, do you believe in constitutional rights?
The reason I don't defend people who commit those kinds of crimes is because, one, I haven't done it for like 25 years. I used to defend people in criminal cases, but I haven't done it in a very long time, and I don't do it anymore. Two, I wouldn't feel comfortable that I have the skills necessary today
Right.
to defend somebody in a criminal case because I don't know the criminal law as well as I should, or if I was going to do that. And three, I think everybody that's accused of a crime has a right to have effective assistance of counsel, and
course.
I could not provide that.
Now, but also a lot of the same people who are saying they're outraged by Trump being found liable as say defended Bill Clinton, or they sugarcoated all the when he was accused of rape by Juanita Broderick, and they also sugarcoated the acts of that former senator. Can't forget. He used to be on Saturday Night Live. I forgot his name.
He didn't commit rape.
When there was actually no, I know he didn't, but he did.
But going back to Clinton,
You guys
Clinton had people have made allegations against him. I don't know whether he did it or not. You don't know whether he did it or not. He very well may have, but we don't know that for sure. But what we do know, because none of them were willing to go to trial, but what we do know is that Jean Carroll made those allegations, and we don't know whether that's true or not. But what we do know is that she went to trial. She said, you know what? I believe in my story so much, I'll take it and let a jury decide. And she did that, and they found that it happened.
Actually, one did go to trial. Was Paula Jones?
It did not go to trial.
Yes,
Sorry.
it did. And she won. What are you talking
It
about?
didn't go to trial.
What are you talking about? How old are you? I don't know if you're old enough to
I'm
remember.
58. It didn't go to trial.
You should know it went to trial. She won for sexual harassment. Maybe
No,
you're right.
no,
Maybe
it did not go to
maybe
trial.
He settled.
How much do you want to bet?
They say if you settle.
How much do you want to bet it didn't go to trial?
But did they settle?
They settled. Correct.
Okay. So
But
I
did it
always
go to
hear
trial?
liberals say that if someone settles, that means they're guilty. I've been hearing.
Nobody, I have never said
Maybe
that.
not you personally, but that's what I've been hearing from the left on these.
Well,
lines
I've been hearing,
for the last
and I heard from you that Jean Carroll never sued for grape, and you were lying about that.
Well, I'm still not convinced because I haven't heard anyone except you.
Jesus Christ, I showed you the
Anyone except
complaint.
you. Except
He was
you.
in the complaint, man.
So, also,
Wow.
yeah, I noticed that as soon as I was going to mention what's his name from Saturday Night Live, you guys right away try to change the subject.
No, I didn't. He didn't commit
Even
commit
though that was-
grape.
What? No, I know, but he did commit SAA, which is still,
No, he didn't.
yeah, well, according to the woman. Remember, you guys are the one that said we should always believe the women. Remember?
Hey, again, I never said that.
I'm gonna hold you to that.
I never said that.
Okay, well, a lot of your buddies say that. So here's the thing.
Who? Which of my buddies?
Your buddies
Wisco,
on
did
the
you
left.
say that?
People on the left that vote Democrat. Now, here's the thing. He put literally. There's a photo of him practically essaying that woman that accused them, and she also said that he forced his tongue inside her mouth. So,
That's false.
here's
Also,
the
Al
thing. There you
Franken
go.
was basically cashiered out of the Senate. What are you talking about?
But he was never. There was never a trial. Never went to court. So, I mean, who cares about
it
being
is up to
fired?
the lady to decide whether she wants to press charges or sue him for SA or not.
I'm just
It's
saying
not
that
up to
you
me.
I'm just saying.
I can't
that-
decide to sue him for that. I don't have standing.
Yeah, I'm just saying that simply because he was removed that doesn't
Wasn't
mean like.
removed.
And
Hold on,
dude,
hold on.
why do you know
This
the
is
legality in all these court
This is-
cases
this is
about
important.
these grapes?
So,
Like,
so
why
as
you-
far as Al Franken goes, this is important, okay? So Al Franken, the allegations that you're talking about, or like any whiff of that shit, had not been public at all. Schumer went to Franken and basically said resign, and Franken gave it up. Like a Senate seat, which is a big fucking deal, based on like just even the whiff of impropriety in the Democratic Party. Like that is a massive difference, right? So it's not that he was dragged kicking and screaming out of the Senate. No, he voluntarily resigned, right? And then the person that was, I guess, involved chose not to pursue anything else in court.
Right.
So
But what I'm saying is that many of his fans have been complaining that he was kicked out of the Senate, and even though there was actual evidence of, there's a photo of him, to actually try to,
Never actually touching her? Yes.
yeah. I mean, I've seen that photo, like the one you're talking about, where he's on a plane and
while she was asleep.
yes, and he was multiple feet away from her, bro. Like, come on, don't even try that.
He was injured.
I know you have done infinitely worse in your life. I know
but
you
I'm
have.
just saying that I see a double standard that you don't realize.
What's the double standard?
Hypocrisy, basically, where you
Yeah, that's another word for double standard. Yes, I know what
means
hypocrisy
when
is. How is it?
when you when you put Republicans you think that there's a higher standard for conservatives or Republicans than for Democrats.
Matt
Okay, so
Gaetz-
how?
I mean, what's that?
How?
Because you guys pretended you get outraged about Trump's accusations, everything. And
I'm not outraged. What I'm saying is I showed you the complaint that you still
We're already
deny,
off
even though I've
topic.
showed you a complaint. And two, Trump was found liable. That's a fact. I'm not giving you my opinions. I'm telling you fact.
right.
And I said I don't know whether Jean Carroll would. I don't know whether Trump did anything to Jean Carroll or not. I wasn't there, but she went to a jury and they found it as fact.
Right.
You said that they went to trial over Paula Jones and Bill Clinton. That was not true. I told you they didn't go to trial. They settled it. That was a fact.
Okay, but you should tell people on your side. I'm not you personally, but people on your side. You should tell them that if you're going to believe women, even if they're just accusing someone without.
But
evidence,
I'm not going to tell them that because I don't believe that. I don't think you
don't
believe
believe
every
what?
woman. I think every woman has a right to be heard. And I think that you can't just arbitrarily say they're lying, and you can't arbitrarily say they're telling the truth because we don't know.
I agree. But I'm saying if people on your side of the aisle who think that way, who think that if you're a woman.
But the problem is that people on your side of the aisle have this evidence, such as when I presented you a complaint, and it's, oh no, that's not true. I don't believe that.
No.
Jean Carroll goes to trial. Oh no, that's not true. I don't believe that. Trump gets indicted for 34 felonies. The jury finds him guilty on all 34. Oh no, I don't believe that.
Yeah,
Trump has a charity that is shut down because they're stealing money from it. Oh no, I don't believe that. Trump has a university that's shut down because they defrauded students. Oh no, I don't believe that. Trump loses in an election. They do multiple recounts, have 60 lawsuits. He loses each one. Oh no, I don't believe that.
OJ
I think
killed
the
his
person that
wife.
needs to
I
have
don't
the
believe
talk.
that.
Just a second, Joe. I'm landing the plane.
Sorry.
I think the person that needs to have the talk with their own people is you, Master Debater.
Well, we didn't even discuss all those trials, so I don't know why you're bringing
Bring
them
them
up.
up.
We're just talking about these
Bring them up. I bring them up.
the
It's
specific-
2:30 in the morning. I'm just getting warmed up.
Yeah. And by the way, since you
God.
brought it up, remember the only people that were found guilty of the school, the Trump school, was the company management, the people running the company, not
Nobody
Trump
was found
himself.
guilty.
I mean, the
Okay.
people that were forced to pay up money. I mean, the people that said that committed the crime was actually management, because they were the ones.
There was nobody that was said to commit the crime. There was no crime charged.
Dear God.
Yes, because they had to pay, right?
They filed a civil suit.
Exactly.
You don't even,
That's what I'm talking about. That it
because they defrauded students. It was a civil suit.
right, but they never found Trump himself liable of it.
Well, who owned Trump University?
Doesn't matter. They didn't find him liable. It was
You know, they did find him guilty of racial discrimination.
every single day you hear on the news about companies that were doing things without the knowledge of the owner. It happens.
You're proving my
Don't
point.
you watch the news?
You are running smack dab right into the point, and you don't even realize it. You said that my side, my people, I need to talk to them because they just don't believe these things. And I'm just showing you everything I've shown you. You just ignore or claim is not true.
No, I'm
You're
saying
defending
that.
Trump no matter
I'm
what,
saying
no matter
that
what
your
he does.
Your side says that just because somebody has a female body parts, that they should be believed just for accusing a man of assault. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Don't twist my words.
Joe Biden said that, and I've already told you like 15 times I disagree with that.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. And you're
All
trying
right,
to twist
I'll
it.
call up Joe and tell him I think he's wrong.
No, I'm not talking about Joe either. I'm talking about people who vote Democrat, especially on the left, including people on
Well,
these
I'll tell you what.
lives.
I'll do that. I'll start telling people on the
Instagram,
left to quit saying that. If you'll start telling
Instagram,
people on the right to quit believing
Facebook.
everybody except Trump, or I mean, believing
All
Trump
social
and not
media.
anybody else.
all of social media.
All right, I'll do that. I'll be right on it. Count on it, buddy.
Okay.
Good. But I thought you
Conservatives have long believed in their ending law enforcement activities of independent agencies or ending their independent status. The next conservative administration must make every effort to obtain the resources to support a vast expansion of the number of appointees in every office and component across the department, especially in the Civil Rights Division, the FBI, and the EOIR. This would also place the FBI under a politically accountable leader. Page 549.
Right. But that, and like I said in the very beginning, when I first came up to the box, that's a reaction to what's been happening the last few years. This never would have happened if the people were not abusing the system and weaponizing the system for political gain.
Here's about banning abortions. 459, banning abortions. 457 also. 455. Let's see, Project 2025. Use every available tool, including the cutting of funds, for state to report miscarriages and exactly how many abortions take place within that state, including the reason for every abortion. They want a database on us.
Right. But
The president should eliminate the week after pill.
Look,
Employers should be able to deny birth control. It also calls for defunding Planned Parenthood.
Right.
Can't love Viagra either.
Yeah, Planned Parenthood. I mean, remember the founder was a eugenic racist lady that attended
remember
KKK
how-
rallies.
Remember how Planned Parenthood is so much more than birth control, and it saves women's lives? It does cancer screen, pelvic exams to see if you have.
Fucking black women. I love you. Fuck, you were amazing. Fuck, I love you. watching lives. I'm watching lives. Black women, fuck. I know you have done everything for this country, but I need you to please vote against fascism. Please? I'm watching lives. Black women. I'm watching lives. Black women, you have done everything for this country, but please can we vote against fascism? Please? Please? I'm watching lives. Black women, you have done everything for this country, but please can we vote against fascism? Please? Please? I'm watching lives. I'm watching lives. Black women, you have done everything for this country, but please can we vote against fascism? Please? Please? I'm watching lives. Black women, you have done everything for this country, but please can we vote against fascism? Please? Please? I'm watching lives. Black women, you have done everything for this country, but please can we vote against fascism? Please? Please? I'm watching lives. Black women, you have done everything for this country, but please can we vote against fascism? Please? Please? I'm watching lives. Black women, you have done everything for this country, but please can we vote against fascism? Please? Please? I'm watching lives. Black women, you have done everything for this country, but please can we vote against fascism? Please? Please? I'm watching lives. Black women, you have done everything for this country, but please can we vote against fascism? Please? Please? I'm watching lives. Black women, you have done everything for this country, but please can we vote against fascism? Please? Please? I'm watching lives. Black women, you have done everything for this country, but please can we vote against fascism? Please? Please? I'm watching lives. Black women, you have done everything for this country, but please can we vote against fascism? Please? Please? I'm watching lives. Black women, you have done everything for this country, but please can we vote against fascism? Please? Please? I'm watching lives. Black women, you have done everything for this country, but please can we vote against fascism? Please? Please? I'm watching lives. Black women, you have done everything for this country, but please can we vote against fascism? Please? Please? I'm watching lives. Black women, you have done everything for this country, but please can we vote against
Lachey,
She's a radical left person at a level that nobody's seen. She picked a radical left man. What they've done is pretty incredible.
I am the very proud mayor of Mesa, Arizona, but thank you. Thank you. But I have to say, I feel maybe a little out of place today. Partly because we're in beautiful Glendale. Okay, there's that. But as you may know, I'm a lifelong Republican. All right? Now, thank you for your warm response. I have to tell you that I do not recognize my party. It has been... The Republican Party has been taken over by extremists that are committed to forcing people in the center of the political spectrum out of the party. So I have something to say to those of us who are in the political middle. You don't owe a damn thing to that political party.
Yeah, I think you could probably skip this meeting. It's a bit higher level, might sort of go over your head. You haven't used Adobe Acrobat AI Assistant to summarize the PDF for you?
What do you think of Kamala Harris?
I don't know Kamala Harris. She's supposed to be taking care of our border and she didn't. And maybe someone needs to check her paperwork, because from what the rumor tells me is she's not supposed to be running for an office.
Really?
Yes.
How so?
Something to do with her parents and when she was born.
Even though she was born in Oakland?
You have to check the paperwork. Don't know her.
You don't know Kamala Harris?
We should. She don't really know stuff about what to do in the Capitol.
I don't see her stacking up against Trump, especially when she laughs at every single question that she's asked like a hyena, and she doesn't have that best wording with sentences even against Biden does. She's very first grade with the way that she speaks. Like, she calls a school bus yellow. We know it's yellow. I mean, she speaks like a first grader.
And Trump speaks more articulately?
Well,
what do you think of Kamala Harris?
I don't know Kamala Harris. She's supposed to be taking care of our border and she didn't.
Hello?
Hello, I'm trying to reach Marcus Finley.
Yeah, this is Marcus Finley. Who this?
My name Bryce. Marcus, listen, I've been trying to get at you for a couple weeks, man. I searching high and low trying to get your phone number. I wanted to talk to you about a couple things if it was possible. Now, you married to Tina Finley, right?
Yeah, Tina, my wife.
Yeah. Oh, okay. See, I wanted to talk to you about Tina. But,
man, look here. Don't be coming here calling me and telling me about no shit. You been fucking with my wife and shit. I mean, no. I ain't trying to hear all that kind of shit like that. I mean, what's up? I mean, what you got? What's up with you and Tina?
No, I ain't had nothing to do with your wife,
Oh, really? I was just about to say, goddamn. I ain't trying to hear all that old bullshit.
Okay, no, it ain't nothing like that, but see, try to really make a long story short, man, we have a family member in my family that's been missing for quite some time. You know, we done been on the internet and every.
Oh shit, they asked about his ear.
What in the assassination? Is your ear fully recovered? Is there a scar? Do you have any hearing damage?
Pretty much recovered, yeah. I'm a fast healer. It's a hell of a shot, but I'm a fast healer. Yeah, pretty much recovered. No, it didn't hit that. I got very lucky. It just.
We're Virgin Voyages. Of course.
What's your plan for AI? Well, we're going to be big for AI, but you know, AI requires unbelievable amounts of electricity. You know this. Do you know we need twice as much electricity as we currently have in our country for AI, but the environmentalists won't let you produce it? They want wind. The wind is blowing today. The whole thing is the most expensive hoax in the world. The wind? The wind. It kills our birds. If you want to see a bird cemetery, go under a windmill sometime. You'll see a bird. You know, if you shoot a bald eagle or an eagle of any kind, they put you in jail for 2 years. Go under a windmill, see how many eagles are under there. Nobody goes to jail.
What the fuck is happening?
They say the environmentalists like them. I don't know what's to like. It ruins everything, and it's the single most expensive form of.
Was that AI? Was that AI? I can't even tell anymore. Did he even answer the question? No, right? He didn't even answer the question. And you can't even say like, oh, but Biden, because Biden's not even running anymore. It's just this guy talking about. The wind being a hoax. Oh my God, is The Happening like a real horror movie for him? Did he see The Happening and that's why he's so anti-wind? He thought it was a documentary, didn't he? He did. He thought The Happening was a
If you have a blue-collar husband, take a second and watch this video because I just found the coolest thing ever.
My husband cheated on me with another man, and I found out because I walked in on them on the act. I've never been honest about why our divorce is happening, and I'm ready to be now. My name is Carly, and I'm 34 years old, and my husband's name is Brad, and he is 36, and we live in Indiana. My husband has a best friend, Jared. Jared and his girlfriend broke up, and he's been over a lot recently, which I didn't mind. I wanted to be a support system for him. He always said he was going to marry this girl, and now that she was out of his life, I did not mind whatsoever if he came over and hung out with us and the kids. But it turned into every day, which once again, I never said anything. However, sometimes it really was overwhelming because I never got alone time with my husband anymore. Or even time for myself at that. My husband felt bad for me, and he got his parents to watch the kids, and he gave me his card and told me to go to the nail salon and get my nails and feet done. And while I was gone, he was going to pick up the house for me. If you're a stressed out mom, you know how much this actually means to us. So I was so freaking excited. I went to my favorite nail salon. As soon as I got there, they told me...
I am dead serious. Do not buy it.
Interesting point about that. The podium that he was speaking behind had the mark.
It's a big match, and only the best will win.
Mar-a-Lago crest on it. It didn't say Trump 2024. It didn't have a campaign sign on it. His advance team is not at Mar-a-Lago with him. He just announced that he was going to give a press conference, and he just fucking went out and did it. He didn't clear any of that with his campaign people. They're not there. He just said, fuck it, I'm going out there. He got sick and tired of Kamala Harris and Tim Walz getting all of this press coverage for their massive rallies that they're having in swing states. His next rally is tomorrow night in Montana, which is not a swing state. He's polling by 15 or 20 points ahead in Montana. But that's where he's going to campaign, in the state where he's ahead by 15 points. He did this on a whim. There was no planning that went into this. There was no prep. There was no planning. He just gave his stump speech in response to whatever bullshit questions were asked of him. And he looked like a crazy person.
Electing an independent that had
who's mentally ill in the throes of cognitive decline. There was no strategy. There was no tactical advantage to be gained from this. He was just pissed off that he wasn't getting camera time. And so he just created an hour and 10 minutes of camera time for himself because he was having a petulant little temper tantrum. That's all it was. Interesting point about that. The podium that he was speaking behind had the Mar-a-Lago crest on it. It didn't say Trump 2024. It didn't have a campaign sign on it. His advance team is not at Mar-a-Lago with him. He just announced that he was going to give a press conference, and he just fucking went out and did it. He didn't clear any of that with his campaign people. They're not there. He just said, fuck it, I'm going out there. He got sick and tired of Kamala Harris and Tim Walz getting all of this press coverage for their massive rallies that they're having in swing states. His next rally is tomorrow night in Montana, which is not a swing state. He's polling by 15 or 20 points ahead in Montana. But that's where he's going to campaign, in the state where he's ahead by 15 points. He did this on a whim. There was no planning that went into this. There was no prep. There was no planning. He just gave his stump speech in response to whatever bullshit questions were asked of him. And he looked like a crazy person who's mentally ill in the throes of cognitive decline. There was no strategy. There was no tactical advantage to be gained from this. He was just pissed off that he wasn't getting camera time. And so he just created an hour and 10 minutes of camera time for himself because he was having a petulant little temper tantrum. That's all it was. Interesting point about that. The podium that he was speaking behind had the Mar-a-Lago crest on it.